Dam levels in the Western Cape have reached critical status, with the average level of the 6 major dams sitting at only 20%. The largest of these, Theewaterskloof Dam in Villiers-Dorp, which accounts for more than half of the volume of the total water supply, currently sits at below 15% of its capacity, and that number is dropping every day. Dave, as a water specialist, where are we at in terms of the Western Cape's water crisis?
We're in dire straits. We have had a little bit of rain this year, but not nearly anything like we would have expected. Normally the rains start in earnest at the beginning of April or during April. Here we are with no sign of real rain on the horizon.
Everybody seems to be holding on for those wintry rains in the Western Cape. Will that save us?
No, it's very unlikely. Even if we have good rains, we're unlikely to see our dams rise to 100% full as we would normally expect. It's going to take us at least 2 or 3 seasons to recover completely, which means that they'll keep the restrictions in place even through winter. Every drop that's saved, even if it's in winter, is stored in the dam. So even if it's raining, we've still got to keep our water consumption down to the barest minimum.
Well, let's talk worst case scenario. What happens when this dam hits 0%?
It's unlikely that all of our dams will hit 0 at the same time. The combination of City of Cape Town and Department of Water Affairs administer our 4 major dams and quite a number of smaller dams that are all interconnected, and they manage it really carefully. So, for example, at the moment, they've drawn water from those dams that have the highest evaporation. So those are, by design, lower than the others. And in order to manage that, the city has chosen the technique of reducing the pressure, and they will continue to reduce pressure so that everybody gets water, but not as much out of a tap at any one time as they used to get.
So if there's always going to be water, the question then becomes, why should we care and continue to conserve?
If everybody continues to abuse their water use, then we have a problem. But I'm pleased to say that our citizens have realized the gravity of the situation and that it is a long-term problem, that we are in it for the next year or 2 at least, and we are totally dependent now on rainfall.
What about boreholing? Because I mean, there's mixed opinions about it. Some say it's great for saving water, and some say that they're actually abusing the water system that they've got too. Does it give people who have boreholes the right to consume as much water as they'd like?
What they're doing is they're drawing water from a different resource during that period, and that means that we're actually saving that amount of water and keeping it in our dam rather than just everybody taking from the same resource. So the use of boreholes and well points is actually a good idea under these conditions, but it doesn't give them a right to abuse the resource.
One of the most frustrating things for me is driving along the road or walking along the street and seeing a neighbor of ours watering their garden when we know how bad the crisis is. I mean, how effective has been the fining procedure?
The name and shame approach was tried. I think it wasn't effective in saving a lot of water per se, but what it did do was enable neighbors of abusers of water to point out the error of those ways. And I think there has been quite a good response by everybody in Cape Town to the call to save water. And it's only under extreme abuse situations that they will follow through with real fines. It's a work-together approach that they prefer. When we get to a situation like this, you realize that actually we all need to work together, and it's become my personal challenge to see if I can use as little water as possible. And the benchmark is set by the fact that every household gets 6 kilolitres of water every month for free. And I'm proud to say that we've been able to reduce our water consumption so that we're under that 6 kilolitre a month marker.
With winter approaching, the Western Cape is desperately hoping for some rain, but we cannot rely on hope alone. You and I are going to have to do everything in our capacity to save every drop for where it matters most.